Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. There's a website, chroniclebooks.com. So if you're interested in that, you can just freeze frame there and search it out if you want. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. There's also a tarot deck by Tori Hartman. If you want to search that out, go to torihartman.com. or watkinspublishing.co.uk on this box. There's also a watkinspublishing.com. I saw that on the other box. So if any of that information helps you, enjoy. Okay, what do we have for Taurus? Fair warning, I have a crazy cat perching over to the side, so if he jumps into frame, be aware of it, because he just does what he wants. Oh, he's just sitting there. He's like, oh no, I'm completely innocent. Why would you say such a thing? Why would you say that? I'm a completely innocent, sweet little kitty. I would never do anything nefarious. Never. Okay. There's a chance to start anew here. That's very obvious on the other side because there's renewal showing up there. But something didn't work out quite right. And I feel like they're saying, all right. It's kind of like, you already know what went wrong. You already know what went wrong. We want to start moving in the right direction and teach as you go. Kind of like, we don't want to, I know this may sound strange. We don't want to like step back and be like, go through every little piece where everything went wrong, which it may sound like that makes more sense though. I understand that. But I feel like if you correct it as you go, kind of like, all right, we're going to start from the bottom and build our way up. First thing we're going to do is pick the land, and then you start teaching. If you teach it like it's a fresh subject, I think that's doable. Teach it like it's a fresh subject. We're going to pick the land first, and this is how we're going to pick the land. We want something that has water access. We want something that, has road access. It's not too bad. We want to think about the weather that's going to be there. Once we've chosen the land, we got to find a piece of that land that's more flat and level, that makes more sense, that's going to be stable, that there's some bedrock there or whatever we need. You're teaching it like it's a fresh subject to this person, because you already know what went wrong. Ironically, I think they do too. And it's kind of like, well, I don't want them screwing that up again. So obviously they didn't catch it the first time. The thing is, I think they did. I think they just kind of went their own direction thinking they knew better, and they learned the hard way that they did not. There's a moment here where I feel like this is tough for you. Kind of like, I really want to make sure they understand that that was not right. The only way I can see this going easily is if you're able to treat it like it's a fresh subject. Like, just let's clear the slate and start off square one again. Because I feel like if we try to go back and we try to like address everything that went wrong, it will drive you mad. It will actually get under your skin, because I feel like you're going to be like, why? like some things are so contrary to what you explained the first time that you're like, what in the world? Like, why? No. This is best for your sanity. I know that may sound crazy. Teach it like wipe slate, like it's a whole new subject. It's the easiest way to get through it if you can do that. Because I feel like I don't like to leave things unaddressed, but I feel like by starting at square one, you also can find a way to bring that forward, kind of like, all right, so I'm going to show you this. Now I'm going to give you an example. Now you show me what you're going to do with this. And I think you're going to be surprised that they know what they did wrong. Because I feel like they chose contrary to you, thinking they knew better. I'm getting the Magician here as in what didn't work. They thought they knew better, and they chose contrary, thinking, I know better than the Taurus. If you can do that, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not saying that's the easiest way to do it, but I'm getting like, I feel like I'm starting off very slow, and I'm just kind of like, I'm starting with the basics again, and then I'm stepping back, and I'm just kind of like letting it reform slowly that way. And I'm very much a gatekeeper with this, kind of like we're not going past level 1 until I'm confident that they understand level 1. So they're not leaving the level 1, they're not going anywhere beyond it until I'm very confident that that's something they very much know what they're doing with, because they need to know that inside and out before we can build anything on top of it. And I feel like if you're able to start with this very slowly, I feel like you're also making them regurgitate what you've taught them. You're getting your answers about, okay, they know they did that wrong. Okay, now they know why they should do it this way. They're giving you their answers, and it's matching. This person is going into a whole new phase. I feel like it's hard for them, because I feel like this is really like, when they failed, like, this is not just a face plant. This is one of those face plants where, you need to have corrective surgery. Like, it was quite the hard bam. It was nasty. And I'm getting, like, they're very beat up about it. They have self-worth issues. They have perseverance. They're trying to keep going. They're trying to keep going with this. They're trying not to completely give up. And they are completely heartbroken about how it went. So they do feel very embarrassed and disappointed. And they're kind of like, I feel like they realize, like, I brought this on myself. They do realize they brought this on themselves. And I feel like you're having a hard time being okay with, like, the way it's reforming. It's kind of like, I don't know if I really like reforming it that way. If you do it that way, if you're willing to, of course. It's totally in your hands. You do what you think is right, obviously. But I feel like if you're able to do it, this does kind of create a stronger bond. Because, like, this person, like, this is you showing compassion to this person while still getting it done right. And it goes miles and miles. Like, it makes a huge difference. Because it's kind of like, I don't know if I really like handling it this way, but it does correct it. It does create a deeper bond with this person. They don't take it lightly. And I feel like this time around, they're kind of like, the Taurus isn't, making this hard on me. They're just making sure it's done right. And I understand that. And I feel like if it goes that way, they're making better decisions and they're bonding with you better. Kind of like, you know what, when the Taurus tells me something, I really got to listen to that, because they have success behind them. And that's how they got success. And I need to be careful. I can't expect them to keep helping me if I'm going to keep screwing things up. And they take it more to heart. Like, when you're willing to help them, like, I need to honor that better. And especially if this goes through, like, just starting from the basics and building again. They know why it's starting from the basics again, because they screwed it up royally. And it's kind of like, making it easier, kind of like going through and making sure everything is there the way it should be, without pointing out, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Because they know they did a lot of things contrary, thinking they knew better. So they know what they did wrong, ironically. They do. They just thought it was going to work, and now they're seeing the hard way. It was a flat-out, difficult, horrible fail. With this renewal comes stability. Ironically, somehow, I've been in this boat myself. I mean, I have been. Sometimes you have to really screw it up to learn how to not screw it up. Like, you know what I mean? When you screw it up royally and you see the devastation, it's so hard to fix it. It's so embarrassing to fix it that you're like, I'm not going to do that again. And you remember and you make sure you don't screw it up like that again, because you're like, I never want to do that again. I never want to create that much devastation in my own life again. And those are those lessons that really stick. And I feel like this is stabilizing very well. The renewal is coming in. This is going a lot better. The way this is learning, at this point, I feel like it's already there. Like, it's already, if this reading is hitting, it's already happened. So it is going to have a really good outcome. The lovers come in at the end. That's passing the test. That's things coming in together. You're going to be very happy with the outcome once it's there. And it seems like it goes a lot better in the future. When I feel like when we get farther out, I feel like things they end up going a lot faster, but mostly because I feel like this person is kind of like, no, the Taurus is right, and I need to just kind of go that way. I feel like a lot of this is hard on your side only because you don't want to leave loose ends, and you don't want to leave question marks hanging out there like, I don't know if they understand that was wrong. Did they understand that this is wrong? Should I have highlighted that better? Should I have pointed that out like you did that wrong last time? That's why I'm making you do this again. Should I or shouldn't I? And it's kind of like it's going to be playing on your head, on your brain. Kind of like, oh, shouldn't I highlight that, the reason we're doing this is because you were wrong, you were very wrong. They know they were wrong. It's hard for you to let it go. But I also feel like Taurus is also that energy, kind of like if somebody proves that they learned and proves that they're not going to repeat that problem, if they can prove it, I feel like that's going to give you that moment to like, all right, I can let it go because they have proven to me that they know that that is not the right way to do it. They've proven to me that that they're connected with the correct way, and they have also proven to me they're going to stick with the correct way. It's definitely going to take some time for that proof to come forward. Taurus is usually good with that. Kind of like, yeah, I'd rather take the time and have the right way come forward than do it quickly and then have it go later. So it's going to take some time. I do feel like this will reform a lot better. It does seem to take a bit of self-control, which Taurus is actually really good at that too when you decide it's appropriate. I know that. But they're just, I think that's the whole point of this reading, to give you another option. It's just pretty much reference. If you decide it's right, I'm sure you'll go with it. If you decide this is not the way you want to do it, then you won't. That's just how it is, because you are in control. You're definitely in control here. I feel like this is going to get better. I just feel like you get a better outcome, a more stable outcome, a more, like, I feel like there's a lot more loyalty here. I feel like there's, like, the bond comes in a lot stronger if you're able to hold back a little bit more. Things just come together much more reliably. I feel like I can trust this person more, because by doing it this way, I just feel like we're avoiding squabbles or the embarrassment or the pitfalls we could have from that, especially with perseverance. If you keep pointing out things that were wrong, I just feel like it could cause like blocks, or emotional blocks, I should say, where they just won't approach you unless they feel like they really have to, and they won't feel comfortable around you. And there's going to be times where they need information that you have, and they're going to kind of drag their feet because they find it difficult to talk to you because they're embarrassed still, and they just don't want to go towards you. Which, fair or not, that's just the energy I see developing there. The way to get around that is to handle it this other way. And I think that's that's the final piece I need to put in there. Like, why would I do it this way? Why would I bother? Because if it's kind of like pointing out things constantly, this person tends to not want to approach you or deal with you if they don't have to. And there's a lot of things that could be easily solved if they just touch base with you and reference with you. And they might avoid that if they feel like they're very uncomfortable with you. If you just start it from square one, like we're just going to rebuild it from the base, they know what's going to happen. They know how things are going to play out. And it's not like you're constantly saying you did this wrong, you did that wrong. You're just having them show you, like, show me that you know the right way now. Show me that you learned. Show me that you can do this better. It's different. It's like getting the same type of correction, but in a much more compatible way to where this person will approach you later when they need to without reservation, where they won't be like, oh, I don't think the Taurus likes me. I don't want to deal with them unless I have to. Versus, all right, we went through everything. I relearned everything. It took a long time, but now I know the right way. And me and the Taurus are on good terms, so I don't have a problem just touching base like, hey, Taurus, this looks a little off center to me. What do you think? And you'd be like, well, actually, this. You see things differently than they do, and you could point out problems quickly, and things could go a lot smoother in the future. We don't have to have issues. But again, you decide what's right. Anything else with this? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.